Okay, let's unpack this. I've been following the Tesla Robotaxi story for, well, years, and honestly, some of these early details coming out of Austin are genuinely surprising. For our deep dive today, we're trying to cut through some of the noise, around Tesla's decade-long quest for autonomous ride-hailing. We've got a stack of sources here, everything from early rider reviews to the nuts and bolts of their engineering effort. Our mission really is to pull out the core insights, help you quickly grasp what this limited launch actually means for the future of self-driving tech.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is how the story's unfolded. I mean, this moment, it's been long anticipated, often doubted. And seeing it now, it signals a pretty significant shift. It connects to the bigger picture, right? This isn't just a new service popping up. It feels like the culmination of this huge technological push. Years of speculation and, frankly, a strategic bet finally starting to, well, maybe pay off.
Exactly. For a decade, this moment. It's been debated, anticipated, doubted, you name it. But this past Sunday, the future kind of rolled onto the streets in Austin, Texas. The Robotaxi platform, it officially went live. Small group, very select. And this is the first time Tesla has offered truly driverless rides through their ride-hailing platform. And yet, based on the early reviews we're seeing, overwhelmingly successful it seems. It's more than just summoning a car, too. The app lets you, dial in climate settings before it even arrives and sync your entertainment preferences for, personalized ride.
That's a really key point, the personalization, but also what were those initial experiences like? The first reviewers use words like smooth, comfortable. They seemed pretty impressed with Tesla's work. And the efficiency was notable, too. The ride request to acceptance time was apparently extremely fast. But it's important to understand the context here. These initial rides do include a safety monitor in the passenger seat.
Okay, so not completely empty then.
Right, not yet. But their role is purely observational. They're just there to ensure smooth operation, pedestrian safety, stuff like that. No active control over the vehicle. And this directly, addresses some of those earlier media reports that were maybe a bit quick to label the Robotaxi a total failure before it even properly launched.
Right. So, okay, the initial experience sounds positive, even with the monitor.
Yeah.
What does this tell us about the underlying tech? Especially after all these years of promises, Elon Musk has been championing this for, a decade? Leading the full self-driving development and making these huge leaps like the switch to vision only, relying just on cameras.
Which is a huge gamble, really.
Yeah. No LiDAR, unlike many competitors. So its apparent success here, even limited, feels like a massive technical validation for that whole strategy.
Indeed. And what makes this, I think, really insightful is looking at Tesla's vertical integration, building their own AI software teams, their own chip design teams, literally from scratch.
Right. That's not trivial.
Not at all. And it seems to have paid off. This isn't just about launching a service. It's proof of a strategic decision.
Yeah.
It gives them this unparalleled control over the whole tech stack. It potentially sets a new benchmark for autonomous development that, frankly, few competitors can match without similar deep internal investment. This limited launch, it really feels like a hard-won victory after a long, often very difficult marathon, overcoming years of public skepticism, the sheer complexity of real-world driving.
Absolutely. A marathon is a good word for it.
Okay.
So building on that, let's look at the practical side. How is this service actually operating right now in Austin?
Okay, so operationally, the Robotaxi service is currently geofenced.
Geofence, meaning?
Meaning it operates only within a specific, highly mapped, predefined area. A small part of South Austin for now. It's a cautious strategy, and honestly, pretty crucial for these early deployments. Lets them perfect the system in a controlled environment before going wider.
Makes sense. And the costs?
Right now, it's interesting. A fixed price. Just $4.20 for any ride.
$4.20, flat rate.
Yep. Regardless of duration. It's almost like a symbolic price, a hello world for the service. That will definitely change once they expand the customer base.
I imagine so. And hailing the ride, is it a separate app?
No, it's all managed through a dedicated Robotaxi section within Tesla's normal smartphone app, so integrated.
Okay.
And currently the fleet is tiny, really limited, somewhere between, say, 10 and 20 vehicles in this initial program.
10 to 20 cars. Okay, so very much an early access phase. So zooming out then, we see this decade of work facing considerable skepticism, finally translating into something tangible, a user-ready service, even if it's limited right now. From the smooth rides, the integrated app features, definitely feels like a significant step for Tesla, and maybe for autonomous vehicles generally. That commitment you mentioned, building the AI chips, the software teams from scratch, it really highlights the sheer depth of this whole endeavor.
Right. And it all brings us to, well, a key question, maybe a provocative one for you listening. As Tesla keeps prioritizing safety, gradually expanding beyond this initial geofence area, beyond the fixed pricing, how will this sort of cautious, step-by-step approach influence public perception? And what about the regulatory frameworks, not just in the US, but globally? How might this shape things for autonomous ride-hailing services everywhere? And, what could it mean for the other players trying to catch up?
Yeah. Definitely something for you to mull over as we wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.